name of bizarre wildlives. Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess.
just say yes. Just say yes. I don't know why it says. Why is that the
If it's
name?
on your phone, you may. Oh, here he is. Dr. 16.
What's up, man?
What's up? What's
What's
good
going
with you?
on? Hold
Chilling,
on,
chilling. What's going on?
let me
We're getting the video configuration set up.
yeah,
Bear
let
with
me get a
us.
side by side here. How did we do this
It was on the
before with
bottom right, the three
Orville?
dots.
That's right. No, it's this.
There we go. All right, they're gonna have
Okay.
to come in a little bit.
Yeah. Scoot over a little bit. There we go. All right, I think we're good. Can you say something, Dr. 16?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
We're just
Okay.
testing
Yeah,
audio.
we're testing audio. Yeah, everything. Okay, cool. Well, it looks like
Yeah, I'm doing it on my phone. I ain't got I don't have like a computer or anything. I'm doing it on my phone. Y'all
okay,
gotta send
cool.
me the recording. Send the recording to the to my
It'll
inbox.
be yeah, it'll be posted on Rumble. So if you go to our Rumble, we're not recording it, but we'll have it on our channel on Rumble.
Okay.
But how's it going? What did you want to debate about?
Nah, I seen videos of y'all talking about, how white people are better than blacks and all this stuff. And when it comes down to it, basically, y'all got everything off of leeching off us. Y'all leached off our
Hmm.
land, leached
Hmm.
off our labor, leached off everybody. Really, everything y'all got from leeching off other people. Leached off Native American land, leached off. Now y'all trying to leech off of Venezuela oil, all that stuff. So it's like I think y'all don't have like a clear reality of what's really going on and what's happening and what happened in the past.
Hmm.
What is your
Because
name? Just really quick. I just want to make sure. I'm Jackson. This is
Doctor,
Forrest.
my name Dr. 16 on IG. I was
Okay.
on Twitch. I mean, I was on X, but they
So basically, my
kicked me off.
understanding is the point that you're making is that white people are burdensome and they leech off of other racial groups of people.
Yeah, basically I leashed off everybody to
But
keep it real.
what was America called before the white colonials came here?
But what was it called? It was called whatever the Native American language, whatever they called it in their language.
Well, here's the thing. The Native Americans, there were about 600 different tribes on the land, and all of them had different names, different tribes. They had different sub-religions. They were all distinct people. So there wasn't really one country. It was like 600, if you can call it a country, which they didn't actually believe in borders or land ownership. So there wasn't even the concept of nationhood within the nation.
Yeah, they was a
But
free people.
well, they weren't exactly free. I mean, they were constrained by their biological limitations and their
You know they had
sociocultural
governments, right?
surroundings. Well, I
You do
mean,
know that they had governments, right?
I mean, sure, like
Not in the same way that we
all
do.
sorts of people will have different hierarchies of order and power structures, but they do manifest differently. But when you say we leached off of black people, like be specific. Like what exactly did we leech off of black people?
Like
It's 2 p.m. and your brain just shut off. You slept fine last night. You had your coffee this morning.
you leached off our natural resources, meaning our gold, our diamonds, uh, countless stuff that we had over there. You leached off our knowledge. Well, let me take you back to the beginning. You leached off our knowledge. We created religion, civilization, all that stuff. The first civilization on this earth was on the Nile River, the bottom of the Nile River. They traveled up onto Saudi Arabia, whatever, and then they was the first ones to write it down. That's why they get credit for being the first civilization. But the first actual civilization was along the Nile River, at the bottom of the Nile River. Those were the same people that traveled up, went up to Saudi Arabia and all that stuff.
Okay.
So when I say leech, I mean in that y'all basically got everything y'all know and everything y'all have off of Africans.
Okay,
Like
so
everything
basically,
comes
yeah, my
from us.
understanding, fair enough. My understanding is that everything that white people are using in the world today is a product of, in a nefarious way, going after what black people had originally. And so black people have all the tools and the knowledge and the natural resources, and they could perform just as well without the intervention of white people or European people. So a question I would have for you then, using that logic, is that what do you think the quality of life would be for black people if white people never interfered with them? Would they be
I
better
think
off?
we hell yeah, do you know what we was building pyramids, something that y'all can't figure out to this day how we built. If y'all
But
would left
black
Africans,
people didn't build the pyramids, those were
yes they
Coptic
did.
people. Those were
Do you know
Coptic
you know
people.
you say they were who?
Coptic.
Those
They're
were
North African.
tho-
They're Semitic Arabs.
those were Coptic people. They're Caucasoid.
So listen to what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
Do you know before the Arab invasion of between 600 BC, everybody in Africa was black. So yeah, you could talk about the Arabs or the white people who took over Egypt after 600 BC, but before that, everybody was black. They was building pyramids. They had all type of religion. They had all that stuff. All that stuff started way before y'all came, way before the Arabs came. The
There
people in
is
North Africa was black,
there
dark
is
skin like you.
zero anthropological or archaeological evidence that points to
Look up Dexter
sub-Saharan
Caffey.
Africans. Look up who?
African is African. Black is black. Look up Dexter Caffey
No,
right now.
African isn't African.
Yes,
There's
it is.
just
Are you crazy? So what is
okay.
Africa? Two different countries?
Well, let me ask you this: Is well, no, it's a continent. First of all, is Nigeria the same as Somalia?
It's two different things. South Africa is different from North Africa.
Okay,
Before
but
y'all invaded, it was all one black people.
well, one second. Really,
Well, it was
I
different
just want to make
countries. Not
sure.
saying it was one.
I just want to make sure we're on the same page. So, is Nigeria are Nigerian people distinct from Ethiopian people? Are they different, or are they exactly the same?
Back then, they wasn't. Now they are because now the Ethiopian people have Arab blood in them, European blood in them. That's why they lighter, have straighter hair, all that. But back before, like I'm trying to tell y'all, back before the invasion of the Arabs and the Europeans,
Hmm.
Arabs invaded first at 600 BC. Before 600 BC, so that means 598 BC, all the way back to the beginning of the time, everybody in Africa was black, dark skinned black. Some was brown. Like we have different shades of black people. Like the San people, right? They look like fucking Chinese people. They light skin
I
look
have a
like
question
Chinese
for
people.
you. I have a question for you, and we can be fair. We'll go back and forth. We'll be cordial here. But basically, what you're saying is that white people's ability to thrive is dependent upon the
Others,
exploitation of black people
yeah,
or other people. So,
others.
what
Period.
would be okay?
Mostly others.
So that's your opinion. What would be an example, a modern example of a nation of black people who were succeeding or thriving without white or European intervention?
Botswana,
Where's that?
Botswana.
Botswana.
Okay, and how are they
Yeah,
thriving?
but but you
How are they
asking me that
thriving?
question. They paid off all their loans. But let me tell you, bro, Africa.
Their payday
You know what's
loans.
happening with France? You know what's happening with France? They kicked not Botswana, but I think South Africa, one of the countries in Africa. They kicked France out of. This is why I say y'all leech off Africa. They kicked France out of Africa, so France can't leech off Africa no more. Guess what's happening with France right now? They're going broke. All the European countries are going broke right now because y'all can't leech off Africa no more. Africa teamed up
European
with.
countries are struggling because they're experiencing waves of immigration and non-white people who are committing
They're
sexual
struggling
assault
because
against native Europeans. That's the
you know
opposite.
why.
But where are the white or excuse me, where are the black people that are thriving outside of European
Told you
influence?
Botswana. Botswana did it. You do your research, look up Botswana.
Compared to what?
Botswana
Compared to
paid.
China, compared to America? This is not a superpower in the world and the geopolitical stage.
This is what I'm telling you. You cannot compare Africa to the world because nobody has been leached off like Africa has. It's easy to say, hold
Everybody
on,
has
let
attacked
me
each
finish
other
what I'm
throughout
saying. Let me finish
history.
what I'm saying real quick. It's easy
Go
to
ahead.
say, they're not doing nothing now. I guess not. You've been robbing them for 400 years. How could you expect somebody to be up just like you when you're the one been leeching off them, robbing them for 400 years? That's like me robbing you every day when you come off your job and then coming back a week later say, why are you still on the bottom? Why are you still struggling? You
Well,
took all my money. You took everything I have. You robbed me. You killed me. You raped me. You did all these things to me. And then you turn around and ask, why are we in the position that we in? because the reason why is because you put us in that position. If, like I said, if you would have left us alone, we would have been ahead of time. Me personally, I think we would have been communicating with other life forms now.
Well, if I
Like we was
personally,
on some,
if I were
we
you,
was
I
on some
would.
other stuff.
Yeah, if I were you, I would probably feel grateful that I was born in America versus Africa because your life is likely a lot better than it would be if you were born in
Why is
Ghana
that?
or
Because
wherever
y'all
it
leave South
is.
Africa, right?
Well,
Hold on, hold on, let me finish.
here's the question because you're saying the reason why sub-Saharan Africa.
How did America get to where it was?
Well, hold on.
Who
Let
created
me.
America economy?
Well, are we going to go back and forth? You gotta let me ask you a question. I just want to make sure we're on the same page here.
I'm answering your question with my question. You said I should be grateful that I'm born in America.
That
I said,
wasn't
how
a
did
question.
America?
I said if I
I
was
said, how did
you.
America get to where is that? That
We have
I
to
should
go
be
back.
grateful.
We have to be balanced here, though. Let's go back and forth.
All I was saying, it wasn't a question. I was just saying, if I was you, that's how I would probably feel. But again, that's an unfair me putting me in your shoes. Anyway, my question to you would be, if Africa is the state that it is because we've leached off of it, how come it was in effectively the same state, arguably worse than it is now when we first got there? European colonists, as you would put it, they got there and there wasn't even written languages in most of the countries
That's a
below the
lie.
Sahara Desert.
Or wheels or second
That's a
story
lie.
buildings.
Yeah, they were very
That
underdeveloped. When we got
that's
there,
a
there were.
lie.
That's not a lie.
That's a lie.
That's
When y'all
scientifically.
came, when the European came to Africa in when the transatlantic
Canes.
trade started in 1409. Am I right?
Something like that, yeah.
So during that time, you had black people like Mansa Musa, who was the richest
Oh,
person
that.
in the history of
Yeah.
the world. Period. So you can't sit there and say that, oh, they was undeveloped and all this stuff until y'all came over there. They had their own stuff going on. They had
Like
Yeah.
wasn't I
what? Like
mean
what?
they had a lot of stuff going on. They was making money. They was doing what they do in their culture. Just
Like
because it's
what?
not your culture, listen to what I'm saying. Your culture, just because something is not your culture, doesn't mean that they are less than or below than you because they choose to live in huts or whatever. That's what they want to do. That's what they you have to let people
I'm
live their
not.
life.
I'm not comparing it. I'm just
That's their
asking.
customs.
Let me
They
respond to
don't
you
wanna
though.
they
Let me
might not
respond to you.
they might can I finish what I'm saying, please? I
We
was
gotta go.
trying to
We
finish.
gotta go back and forth here. Like I'm asking
I
specifically,
know, but I wasn't done
what did
talking.
they
I
have
wasn't done
going
talking.
on?
All
What did
right,
they
all
have
right.
going on?
I wasn't done talking though.
Go
All
ahead.
I'm trying to tell you is that you have to let other people live in their customs just because it's not your
Watch what happens when a 50-year-old man walks DHT naturally for just 90 days. Dave
custom doesn't mean that it's less than or worse than. They might not want to live in a mansion or whatever. It's billionaires in Africa. Is like, bro, if Africa was so sucky or so terrible, why the hell are y'all over there now? That's what I'm trying to
Are all
understand.
cultures
Y'all are
equal?
all over South Africa,
Oh.
living good in the nice hotels, in the buildings and all that stuff. Y'all are over there. If we suck so much, get the hell out the land.
Well, let me
Stop
ask you
leeching off of
this.
others. Go back to your land and do what you say you
Okay,
smart enough to
you're
do.
talking a lot. We gotta go back and forth
So
here.
Go ahead.
I'm sensing that you're upset about it. And if I
Nah,
thought.
I'm not really upset. It's just how I talk.
Well, if I thought that my people were being oppressed historically and systemically, I would probably be upset too. Let me ask you this. If I were to just grant everything, if I were to say sub-Saharan Africa and even Africa as a whole has been colonized, ruined, raped, pillaged, sucked dry of its resources, and that's exactly the reason why it's in the state and condition it is now. Black Americans are systemically oppressed historically. Now that we live in modern society, you're a black person in America, I'm guessing. You're speaking American
Yeah.
English. So I guess at this point, historical injustice can't be undone. What is preventing black people in Africa and in America even now from
It's not. You know how good Africa doing right now? You know how many
Africa's
Africa the fastest every time I say something, y'all try to cut me off. Africa
okay.
is the fastest growing country right now that's going on today. They about to get their own internet to where they don't even have to depend off of US internet at all because they have their own they don't have it yet, but they getting their own internet
They're
called
getting Boost Mobile.
Afronet.
They're getting
Huh?
Metro PCS, I heard.
No, it's Afronet. It's their own internet to where they
Ooh.
don't have to rely on no US because they used to have to rely on Google and get their internet from the US. But it was taking them so long to come all the way over there to fix it. So now they said, fuck that, whatever, we
I
do our own shit.
I
So
want
now they getting
Africa to
their own internet.
flourish.
Tech companies. Like it's booming over there right now. That's why and China is investing in it so much because it's
So they see
booming over.
the
It's like
yeah.
what China was 30 years ago. That's what Africa is now.
Mm,
It's growing. It's going to be the new power country. So
okay.
it's
Okay.
already happening.
Let me ask
With
you,
your
let me
to
ask,
answer
let
your
me ask you
question,
this. Let me ask you this, because one of the things we were discussing earlier was a matter of comparing cultures, and you said it's not better, one or the other isn't better, it's just different. Do you believe that all cultures are equal?
it's different. Like is they think their culture is better than yours. You think your culture better than them. It's just an opinion. If you
Right.
somebody's happy want to live in a hut and live in a mud house or whatever, they might be the happiest person in the world. They choose to live there. I'm pretty sure if they'd get tired of that and choose not to want to live there, they'll go to. It's plenty cities in Africa that got major mansions, homes, hotels. Like it's beautiful over there.
Mm.
Now I'm not saying the whole Africa, but
So
it's
they're not
places
equal,
over
you're
there,
saying.
huh?
You're saying so they're not equal because they're different.
I didn't say they're not equal. I'm saying
But you
they
said
think
they're
they're better,
different.
so they might be better. They might be better.
But you said
They
they're
might be better
different.
in their eyes,
Sure,
huh?
they might be better, but you're saying they're different, which means they
Yeah, they
aren't the
different.
same.
Everybody's different.
Equal means the
No, they're
same,
not the same. No, equal mean. I mean, nah. Equal means like the same.
right?
Equal means like the same.
The
You
same.
could put it as the same, but equal means like this equals that. Like one equals like I'm
Yeah.
trying to explain it, but yeah, I guess you could relate that as equal. But I'm looking at it as a value wise. Equal as you talking about value wise, meaning that this equals this, like a dollar equals a dollar, or that's what I'm talking about.
So who creates more value, white people or black people globally?
As of right now, like that's what I was saying earlier. Of course, you can sit here and say white people doing all this stuff, but you doing all this stuff off the backs of us,
How so?
off the backs of the people that you're leeching off of.
How so?
That's what I'm saying.
How so?
I just explained it earlier. You leased off of our labor as slaves. You leased off of um our land resources. You leased off of oil. You
Irish
leased off
slavery was
of
more lucrative.
huh?
Irish indentured servitude was more lucrative than black chattel
I'm not talking about
slavery.
just slavery, as you heard
What
what I just
else?
said. I'm not just talking about slavery. I'm talking about oil, diamonds, gold, uh, slavery also.
You're talking about resources.
Uh,
The resources that they didn't actually know how to extract before Europeans got there. Like we're talking about the most resource dense continent ever. And black people, when we got there,
so
they were
how did
living in
Master Musa
huts.
get all his gold?
Yeah, I think that's like historical revisionism. I'm not super well read on
So
the
you
Matza
just
Musa.
y'all see what y'all like to do is like to spew out lies because you hear shit and you believe it. But a lot of the stuff that you're
Which
saying is
lie?
not true. They knew
What
how
have
to
I lied
extract their
about?
stuff.
What
Which
have I lied
lie?
They
about?
Which
what you just
lie?
said right now, what you just said right now,
What
that
did I
they didn't
say?
know how to extract, they didn't know how to extract their gold and
But they
diamonds until
didn't,
y'all
though.
got there. They've been extracting their gold, they've been extracting their diamonds way before y'all got there. That is a
Okay.
lie.
Well, let me ask you this. So we got there and then we conquered. How was that possible?
Because y'all had an advantage, y'all had guns.
Why did we
Y'all
have
was a puncher
guns?
because
Why
I
why
think
did we
y'all
have
got it
guns?
from.
It's
Why
because
did y'all have guns?
yeah, we invented firearms.
And
I think
sailboats.
the Chinese did.
They invented
I have to
gunpowder.
look that up.
There's some evidence that the Chinese invented gunpowder, but the point is Africans didn't. That's the point.
Yeah. So, and the other point is
But that's
most normal.
important. That's important. You're
Why
saying
you
that
keep
we
cutting me off?
conquered. Well, but that's I'm
Hold on.
trying
Why
to.
you keep cutting me off? I'm
Oh,
trying to
okay,
talk. I'm trying to
okay.
answer your question.
Go ahead.
You saying how do you do it? I said because y'all had the advantage of guns. But that showed that y'all are I'm trying not to cuss, but that showed that y'all are very pieces of shit and cowards that y'all went everywhere where people could have defend themselves, killed them and took their stuff. Most normal people wouldn't do that. As you can see right now, China is the smartest thing on this earth right now, they're not thinking about going around the world and colonizing anybody. That is a very barbaric and
Well,
remedial way of thinking.
sure.
So even if Africans had guns, we're not the type of people to think like that. That, oh, I want to go around the whole world and beat them, steal them, kill them, rape them,
Yeah,
and
so
take their stuff.
Africans with
Nobody thought
guns is a
like that
lot
until y'all.
safer. Well, let me
Huh?
I was trying
Hell
to
yeah. Do you know that y'all killed 288 million people worldwide?
Oh
Do you
no.
know how much
Okay.
terror that y'all did over the world?
Well, really quick, I
Y'all
want
the
to
most dangerous people on this earth.
Yeah, I was trying to kind
You
of take it.
crazy?
I was trying to take it down a train of logic there with the gun thing, though, because I was saying, how did you
Yeah.
guys get conquered? And you said because we have guns. And there's a train of logic I'm trying to come to a conclusion on. Why did we have guns? Well, because we invented guns, or maybe Africans didn't invent enough to defend themselves from the people who had guns. It's like, how did we invent guns?
But
Because
what you're not understanding, is
yeah,
that people don't think like y'all.
correct. That's
People
literally
don't
my
think
point.
people Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People don't think like y'all to the point, not saying that y'all smarter, because as I was before you cut me off, but I
Mhm.
was trying to prove to you that going around killing people and raping them and taking their stuff because you have an advantage is not does not equal out to being smart. That equal out to actually being a dumb imbecile
Okay, well,
because you
guns
think you
didn't
have
fall out
to
of the sky, man.
because
It took ingenuity.
let me finish what I'm saying, because like I told you before, China's the smartest going on right now. Are we correct? They're not thinking about killing people and going around and conquering them.
That's
They're
That
okay,
about
is a
they're
maybe.
about to they're about
remedial.
to go to war with Taiwan. That's not even close. Let me ask you a question though. Let's
Talking about I'm
we have to
talking about I'm
go
talking
we have to
about
go
back
back and forth
then, but
though.
they're not thinking about going around having
I got you.
slaves
I got
like
you.
y'all did and killing people. That is a
Yeah,
very autistic. You know where autism come from?
we have to stick to one.
Comes
If you can't manifest abundance, there are three simple reasons why not. I see so many people getting this wrong.
from white
Dead
people.
serious. Do you
We
know where
hold on,
autism
hold
come
on.
from? All this stuff is
We
connected.
have to stick to one
Because the way
subject
y'all
here.
think comes from it
Okay.
comes from a very mental like
Right.
a mental
Right.
illness. That's why y'all very depressed
That
type of
makes
Right.
people.
sense. That makes
Right.
sense.
Y'all very violent
Okay.
type of people.
We have to
All
stay
y'all
on, we have
thinking
to
about
stay
is
on one
killing,
topic
conquering,
here
and
though.
taking over.
We're changing topics.
You're not
Okay, so
happy.
one of the things you said was quote, white people are cowards and pieces of shit to going to
Yeah.
different places with guns. The question I would pose
Killing
to
people
you
that can't
is
defend
hold on, now
themselves.
now
That's a piece of shit.
you're interrupting now. What the data
Yeah, that's a
shows
piece
is
of
that
shit. What you think?
even when you give black people or people who descend from sub-Saharan Africa limited technology, they still commit violence in record numbers. So if you do you
No,
think
they
that
don't.
black yes they do. According to FBI
No, they
homicide
don't.
statistics, they do reliably. Hold on. If you gave black people the same technology that the Europeans have, do you honestly think they would have been showing more mercy on average?
Absolutely, like I just told you, it's been proof because nobody done what y'all done. We have
Because we
guns
figured
now.
out how to do it
We have
first.
done. Listen. Hold on, wait. This is the proof right here in the United States of America. How many of all do y'all know the percentage of the violent crime that created in the United States of America and who does it?
Yes.
60%. 60% of the violent crime that's done in America is by white men.
Yeah. That's true. Do you know
Yeah,
why?
I know it's true.
Do you know
Because
why?
y'all violent.
No, because we're 60% of the population.
And y'all violent.
Well, hold on.
Per capita.
What percent
Violent people, but
what percent is black people? Do you know?
yeah, 13% of black people recreate 26% of the violent crimes.
So
No.
basically, if we use that number,
You
you
want to know
guys
why? You want to know why? Can I
hold
tell
on.
you why?
Hold on. If we use that number, you guys are doing double the amount of crime relative to your
No,
percentage.
because how much the percentage of white people in America?
57.
57%, you do 60%. It might be a little higher, but you know why? Because you put drugs in our community. You
Oh
put
no, dude.
guns in our community. That's been proven through the CIA,
I don't know where we can go
COINTELPRO.
from here. I really
Because
listen.
you don't have you ever heard of COINTELPRO? These are documented facts by the FBI and
Yeah.
CIA. This stuff has
Listen.
been documented. So you
Listen.
can't ignore it just because it don't sound good and I'm
Yeah.
winning this debate. You can't ignore it. Stuff has
Yeah.
been proven. Everything that came out
Yeah.
my mouth, you can't say that I'm wrong because you can't prove me wrong.
Do you
Look
know
it up.
what?
Look up
Okay,
COINTELPRO.
let's respond.
You guys
Let's
put
be
guns in our
professional.
community, but
Hold
and then
on.
you don't let
Let's
me
be
finish. Let me finish with
professional.
what I'm saying.
You
I'm
talked for a
trying to
very long. You
explain to
talked
you
for a
all
very
why
long time,
it's
though.
higher.
You talked for a very
Huh?
long
I'm
time.
hungry.
Respectfully, do you know
No,
what?
I didn't. I just
Do you know
started
what per?
talking. I'm
Do you know
answering
what
his
per capita
question.
means? Do you know what per capita means?
Let me finish what I'm saying first, then I can answer your per capita question. You put drugs in our community, you put guns in our community, you over police it
Hmm.
to put us in jail so you could get the free labor legally through the 13th Amendment. So, of course, actually, that is a very low statistic if you're going to over police a community that you're putting drugs and guns in. And of course, the outcome is going to be like that: less education, less jobs in those communities. Like, what the hell is you talking about? Once
So I've
again, you're
heard.
Hold
talking
on.
about
It's my turn.
stuff. Hold on, let me finish. You're talking about stuff that you have a hand in. The
Okay.
CIA was documented for putting guns in our community. The
Let's
CIA was
respond.
documented for putting drugs in our community.
Okay.
This is not no made up stuff.
Okay,
Y'all
I'm
did
going to
that.
respond to you. Okay, we have to be less emotional here. So, for the sake of the debate, we're going to have to
True.
go. We're going to have to go 30 seconds, 30 seconds. If we're going to be productive and professional here, you go 30 seconds, we go 30 seconds, and we go back and forth like that with no interruptions. So, in response to that, here's my follow up question. Say hypothetically, we're going with your numbers. Let's say that white people represent
That,
60. Hold
those
on.
are FBI numbers,
Hold
not my
on.
number.
Okay, calm down. Let's say white people
I'm very
represent,
calm.
right. Let's say white people represent 60% of the population and commit 60% of the violent crime. Now let's say black people are 13% of the population and commit 26% of the violent crime. Which one of those per capita is committing more crime?
Is the police over policing your neighborhoods? Is the police putting drugs in your
That's not the
neighborhood?
question. It's per
No, that is
capita.
the question because that's the answer. If the police is over
Oh my
policing your
god.
neighborhood and putting drugs in your neighborhood, I
Wow.
guarantee you that your crime rate would be what externally higher. You cannot do stuff like
Externally?
put drugs. Yeah, you
Externally?
cannot do
I'm not familiar with that word.
outstandingly higher.
Oh,
But you cannot do stuff like put drugs, guns, and give people less jobs and act like they're not gonna try to make money and do the stuff. It's like, bro, what you're saying is you're acting like the whole world is equal and everybody's getting the same opportunity and not getting fucked with. We're getting fucked with in our community. We're getting over police in our community. We're getting drugs put in our community. Y'all are not. And for
So,
y'all not to have drugs in your
right.
community and be over policed in your community and y'all
Okay.
still have a high violent crime rate, that shows to who
Okay.
y'all are.
It's been 30 seconds now. We have to go back and forth, remember? So, once
Yeah, go
again,
ahead. I said what I said. That was my
the question is, it's a very simple answer.
that was my answer.
But you're not answering the question directly. Per
That was the
capita,
answer.
hold on. Per capita, in that situation, according to your numbers, which population is committing more violent crime per capita?
What I'm telling you is that you cannot ask that question without having the full context. You
yes, you
cannot,
You
can.
like
can.
I
That's
said,
the
no, you
question.
cannot because that's not a fair question. That's not a fair, like I
So
just
There's
said.
there's an
you know the
answer.
answer. You don't want
If
to say the
somebody was
answer.
you, what?
There's
I
an
just told you
objective
the
answer to
answer
the question. There's an objective answer, and you're not answering it.
because it's not a same as the answer you haven't talking about two different environments with two different
Yes.
with two different
Yes.
like what can I say? You're
Two
basically
different
just talking about
circumstances, two different environments,
yeah,
two different.
two different
Sure,
circumstances,
yes.
two different
There's
environments.
still an answer. We can't even get on to
The
the next part
answer
of the
is if
question.
y'all was to not put drugs in our community and leave us alone, our crime rate would be lower. That's the answer.
Okay.
Okay. Here,
Man. All right.
we can go back and forth. Here's a different question right here. Let's say it's the same hypothetical, but within this hypothetical, where you have white people being 60% of the population committing 60% of violent crime, and you have 13% of black people committing 26% of the violent crime. But in addition to those numbers, the policing is the same, the drug usage is the same. This is a hypothetical. All other variables externally are the same on either side, but you're still looking at just the numbers. Per capita, which population is committing more violent crime per capita?
I guarantee you if it was the same, the numbers wouldn't be the same.
Wow.
I guarantee you that.
So
Wow.
hold
Like
on.
I said, if the CIA
Yeah.
put drugs in and y'all have a drug epidemic right now.
Let me hold
Y'all
on.
got an epidemic right now, and nobody's even doing that to y'all.
It's true. I have a very important question. Very important question. Did you eat breakfast today?
Did you?
Yes. Did you?
Yeah, I ate breakfast.
Okay. Had you not eaten breakfast today, how would you feel?
If I haven't ate breakfast today, I would still be fine. Sometimes I go a whole day without eating until like probably nighttime. I might feel a little sluggish.
Oh, that was pretty
Well,
good. That was
what
better.
you
That
trying
was
to say?
that was better than I thought. Well, I
We
was
sur-
testing your
we
ability to actually extrapolate on a
we
hypothetical.
surpassed the threshold. Okay, let's switch the topic. We appreciate
I
your
think
time, by
y'all
the
done
way.
tested me.
We'll switch
I
it up a
think
little
y'all
bit
are.
here. What do you think is the number one grievance as a Black American person you would have towards white people?
Grievance, like what? That's what I just said. Everything that I just said, basically, if y'all wasn't the conniving pieces of shit people
Hmm.
that like I said, do everything y'all can do to keep us down, oppress us, uh, stop our population, do everything you can do to kill us and have us not exist.
Stop repeating affirmations to manifest. Stop journaling and stop listening to YouTube videos. It's not going to work.
If y'all wasn't that towards us, and like I said, if y'all didn't have the advantage of guns back in the day, and y'all wasn't going around killing people who couldn't defend themselves, if it was equal, like y'all like to do, like y'all trying to compare the two communities like it's equal. If everything was equal, y'all wouldn't stand a chance against us. If we had guns when y'all had guns, and it would crack, yeah, it wouldn't be like this.
Yeah.
If y'all was getting drugs put in y'all communities and getting redlined and kept out of the banking system and all this and that, y'all wouldn't be the same.
Yeah.
If the
Listen.
put it like this, if the tables was turned, I think y'all would be way, way worse than black people.
Maybe so. You
Because
know
Let's
y'all have a
that would
way
be
more violent, y'all have a way more violent nature.
extraordinaire,
it's been very simple.
expandedly or whatever.
Worser, worser.
Yeah, worser. So I guess what was I gonna say? I had a good question. Oh, right. So I guess that would be a frustrating way to view the world. So I understand why you'd be upset about that. So I'm a white person. I'm a white American. I've always been a white American. That's how I see myself. That's how the world sees me. That's the group I fit into. And I know a lot of white Americans. I know other people too, but myself and all of the white Americans that I know, I'm not well connected. I don't know a whole lot of rich people or people in the government. The way that I feel like you view it is we sort of wake up every day and we do whatever we possibly can to keep the Negro down. We don't like black people. We just want to keep them down. I wake up and I say, those damn black people. I don't see anybody doing that. I certainly don't feel that way. I have zero desire to keep anybody down. If anything,
You don't.
it would benefit everybody if everyone were to flourish, and there wouldn't be interracial tension or problems if everybody was flourishing. And we can
Yeah.
cast blame, but
But
we can say if a
unfortunately,
white American, I'll finish up, but if the average white American sees himself as wanting to keep other people down, I think there would be better evidence for that. All the white people that I know just care about raising their kids and paying the next bill. People can barely survive as it is. So I don't really see this vast evidence of racial suppression, and I don't see the actual positive benefit of doing that to begin with. Like, what do we get from doing that? I don't get
you don't.
anything. I don't know
Yeah.
anybody that does. Who
So
does?
let me answer that. You don't, but unfortunately, the people in power do. I'm not
Okay.
saying all white people. I'm not saying all white people are evil, and I'm talking about the people, white people that are in power, are the people that are putting drugs in our
So
community.
Jews. So Jews, right?
Yeah, I'm not. I'm. Hey, that is true. That is true too.
Do you think Jews
Is
are white?
Jews that is Jews Nazis and American white people from British too? Is racist white people everywhere, and a
Okay.
lot of them that are in power are very racist and do want to exterminate black people and view black people as a nuisance or whatever, and do everything in their power that they can to try to oppress us and keep us down because they fear that, oh, if we get in power or we get on our feet, we're gonna do the same thing that y'all did to us. Now, for you to say most white people just want to raise their kids, yeah, that's cool now, but back in the day, that's not act like y'all wasn't fucking racist and hanging black people. It wasn't just the people up in power. It was a lot of y'all too that was the members of KKK. KKK had like about 5 million people, million members in the 1950s. Y'all was some racist motherfuckers as a majority. So yeah, now y'all might be talk just want to raise your kids and get by, but 40,
Not for
50
long.
years ago, huh?
Not for long. See, we've been dormant for a while. We might just have to get racist again. I don't know. Things aren't looking
Yeah,
very good.
we waiting for y'all to do that because I guarantee you it ain't gonna come out like you think it is, buddy. We got guns.
Oh,
Like
I'd
I
like
said,
to respond to
you
you.
don't have the advantage. You don't have the
Okay.
advantage that you did last time. And then, like I
Goodness.
said, we not scared. We not scared no more.
I know.
Okay.
We see.
But that's neither
So
here nor
I'd
there.
like to respond to you,
But
Dr. 16. Just to clarify, we're not the ones calling for violence here, but I'd like to ask you a question here. I think this is important. You said something about the KKK. I mean, if you look at the data, black people in America within 3 to 5 years have committed more violence than the entire length of the KKK's organization existence. So, I mean, it's not even
it
close. But
wasn't
hold on,
recorded. Is you?
hold on.
It wasn't
We have to be
recorded no
calm.
crime.
Let's be calm. Let's be calm.
I'm very calm.
That is a
Go ahead.
statistic. That's a statistical reality. But my question to you would be,
It's
what are
not.
the okay? You can disagree with the empirical data. What would be the top
Not
two
data
or
thing.
okay? What would be
Go
the
ahead.
top? It's not data, right? What would be the
They
top?
wasn't
Okay,
recorded.
hold
Can
on.
I
Let me
can I
ask you the
respond to that
question.
real
I'm
quick
asking
and
you.
let you? I'm gonna
No, no,
let you
no. I'm
finish.
not done. I'm not done. I'm asking you a question. What would be the top? What are the
Keep
top
going.
2 or 3 main ways in which white American people are holding down and oppressing black people in 2026?
All right, so let me answer first get to your data. They was not recording all of the lynchings and all of the killings that the white people
So
was
how do
doing
you
to
know it
black people.
happened? How do you know it happened then?
I know personally from my family because
So they recorded it. Your
my
family recorded it then as that's a
no.
data
Let me
point.
finish what I'm saying. Why is you putting words in my mouth?
That's what you
My
just said.
family, my great so yeah, my mother's granddad. So that'd be yeah, my great grandfather. Him and his brother killed the whole chapter of KKK people. I'm not gonna say where, but him and his brothers killed the whole chapter of KKK people because they told one of his brothers to leave or move because they was black but his wife at the time was pregnant and he told them I'll move after she have her baby. And of course, the racist white people, nah, nigga, you gonna move now, or we gonna kill you, whatever, by tonight or whatever.
Okay.
I said, okay. But my people wasn't them people to play with. They don't tell you these stories. They don't this is what I'm telling this is the proof of what I'm telling you about a lot of this stuff wasn't recorded. So they came
Okay.
and whatever was gonna kill my great uncle, he had like 12 brothers. They shackled down in the house, went to war with them. It was arms from what I hear. It was arms on the fences and all that shit, whatever. They, like I said, they like almost killed the whole chapter of the KKK people out in I'm not gonna say which part of Georgia, but it was in Georgia. This is why the KKK went from 5 million all the way down to like I think it's like they on record it's like 100,000, but I think
They
it's like
killed 4
500.
million KKK members?
No, can you listen? Can you hear? I said
Yeah,
this is the
I
reason
can
why.
hear.
Let me finish, and then you can understand what I'm saying. I
Oh,
said
okay.
this is the reason why it went down from 5 million members of the KKK down to like about 100,000 right now because they were seeing that we were starting to fight back, and the bodies that was getting dropped was not worth it to them.
Mhm.
So this is why it wasn't no because the American government we was putting belt to ass, but they not gonna tell you that.
Okay.
But this is why that's my proof of how I know that a lot of that stuff wasn't recorded back then. So that's why when you tell me that bullshit statistic about what happened back then, I know that's bullshit because
No.
that wasn't
That's
even
an
reported
anecdote
in,
versus
in
empirical
Georgia
data.
back then. So a lot of that stuff that they did get away with, like I said, every nigga back then wasn't like that. It was a lot of people, a lot more scary black people back then. That's why they was getting away with a lot of stuff back then. But as time progressed, more and more black people start arming themselves and killing them back, and it wasn't worth it.
Okay.
But
Well,
your
listen.
question,
Listen, I hear everything you're saying. I receive it. I think this was a productive conversation so far. I am getting tired.
Well, let him answer the final question.
In conclusion, though, I do want to ask my final question. You can answer.
So the final question then, just to clarify.
For those who can't stop discovering.
You're prioritizing a personal anecdote above empirical data, and that's fine. We can agree to disagree on that. But the question is, what are the 2 or 3 main ways in which white America is holding down or oppressing black people in the year 2026?
I got 2 businesses in my garage, and I got my own house.
Okay.
It's not too many. Of course, you see it's still racism out here. It's still racist cops killing unarmed black people to this day. It's still racist bank managers that won't let black people. They'll come up with a reason that won't let black people get loans and stuff like that. A lot of that stuff is still going on, but like I said, we having our own motion too. I'm not
Good.
I never once said that white people are oppressing us now. I said
Then
that
what's the grievance?
I said everything y'all got comes from oppressing us back then. Everything y'all came from leeching off us, leeching off our land, leeching off
So,
everything that we got. And that's why
electricity,
y'all are the
automobiles,
way you are.
philosophy, modern science, that comes from black people. That's your claim.
Automobiles don't. I will say that.
Philosophy, all modern philosophy,
That came from us.
diplomacy, contracts, that did not come from black people.
Can I name a list of things? Because you seem like a really educated guy. I'd like to name a list of things
Hey,
and know
but
what you think
you
came
gotta
from
let me
black
answer
people.
his question
No,
first. He asked me what
but I
came
want to
from
add
black
to it. I
people,
want to
but
add
then
to it, like common law, aircraft carriers, calculus, chemistry.
English
Like, what did black people make that?
English comes from Italy. Like those are basically Spanish people. So listen, let me
comes
tell
from
you something.
England, but yeah, I get it.
It's Latin.
I
It
know,
comes
I know.
from
It's
the
I get it.
alphabet come
Well,
from Latin and all that stuff. But
Latin
so
is
listen,
European, though.
let me say this.
Okay.
You guys are bringing up modern stuff. If you listen to what I said before in the beginning, I said you cannot compare the two like it's equal. Of course, you guys are going to be have more resources and do more things because y'all have more resources off of us. That's what I'm saying. Y'all got your start and y'all wealth, y'all being able to do everything. Y'all got it off the backs of us in the beginning. If y'all would have, what I'm telling you is that if y'all would have left us alone, I guarantee you we would have been 1,000 fucking light years ahead of y'all if
So
we was
really,
never oppressed.
really quick, just to wrap this up, you said we got everything from you guys. If we just left you alone, you'd be light years ahead of us. Okay.
Yeah.
What year did you say we got to Africa? The
I
Dutch and the
think y'all,
Spanish.
yeah, it was around the 1400s, right?
Sure. So that was
And
thousands of
what happened? What
years.
did y'all have back then? What
Well,
did?
we had
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
thousands of years of empires. We had innovation, philosophy. We had boats. We had guns. We had
You do know that y'all
diplomacy.
came to Africa to learn. You do know y'all came to Africa to learn science, mathematics, medicine, and all that stuff,
So we
right?
went to Africa. We learned science. Went back, did everything, and then came back and
And then
colonized
and
you.
couldn't retain it. And then you couldn't retain it. You know what the Dark Ages is?
Bro, are you serious? Come
Bro,
on.
look it up. Look it
All
up.
right.
No,
All right.
I'm being dead serious. I'm being dead serious
No, I
right
know,
now.
I know. There is some stuff about the Dark Ages.
Those were
It's
the
not very
Arabs.
well.
It was the Arab world that
Let me
excelled
let me say
scientifically.
this
Yeah,
real quick.
Hold on.
and
It
Let me
even
was
say
that's
this
up
real
for
quick.
debate.
it was the Arab world that excelled scientifically during the European Dark Age. It was not sub-Saharan black people. I'm
True.
sorry.
what did I just said? Them people came. The first civilization was from the Nile River, right? I saw those are the same people that traveled up the Nile River.
Well, Mesopotamia, that was the
Hold on.
first, right?
Yeah, that's
Mesopotamia.
modern day Iraq.
that
Back
we
then,
know of.
everybody was darker. Everybody was darker back then. I'm not gonna say that they was black, but
Right.
I know everybody in Africa was black predating 600 BC, but that's not even what I'm talking about. What I'm
Okay.
talking about is y'all came to Africa. Egypt was the Mecca. A lot of scholars from Europe came to Egypt in Africa, learned science, medicine, and mathematics. Y'all
Mhm.
took it back over there to Europe. Y'all went through a fucking dark age. Y'all could not retain the knowledge that y'all got from Africa. Y'all went into the dark age.
And then invented everything
Hold on,
after
hold on,
that.
hold on. Wait. Let me finish. Y'all went into the dark age. Guess who
Yep.
saved y'all out of that dark age?
Who? You guys you teach us how to wipe our butts or something? Isn't that part of the lore? What happened?
Was it Yakub? Yakub?
We saved y'all out of the dark age from the Moors that came up through North Africa into Spain
The
and gave
Moors.
y'all. You do know that y'all wouldn't take baths.
Yeah.
Y'all thought taking
I
baths would
still
give you
don't.
disease. Yeah, this
I
shit is
still
dirty.
don't. Can you help
That's
me?
why y'all riddled. That's why
Help.
y'all riddled with
Help.
diseases. That's why y'all riddled with
Well,
diseases right
listen.
now.
I've had a
But
good
listen,
time.
hold on, let me finish.
Oh,
Hold on, let me
okay.
finish what I'm
We
telling
got.
you.
I gotta go.
We
I
saved
gotta
y'all
go eat.
twice.
All right.
We
Go
saved
ahead.
y'all. Yeah, we saved y'all civilization twice.
Thank you.
We came up, but we gave y'all running water as Moors, and saved y'all from the
The
Black
Moors were
Plague.
not black people.
Yes, they was. They
Okay.
was North African black people.
All right. Thank you.
North
Listen,
African is in sub-Saharan.
just to
Get up,
conclude here.
black Moors.
All right,
The statue proved
Ugh.
that because look at the statue.
All
Look
right,
at
the
the statue
blacks
of the
did
Moors. They was
everything. The
black.
blacks did everything. Okay, I gotta go eat. I'm tired. But listen, in conclusion, because I don't want to just cut you off or anything. In conclusion, what should my takeaway be from this? Like, let's assume all these things are true. Me going forward in my life, what should I take away from this? What should I learn?
What you should learn is to respect the people who made you. We made you from the beginning to the end.
Hmm.
Look up mitochondria Eve gene. Look up European skin color 3,000 years ago.
Okay.
So you look that up right now.
I
If
will.
you want
I
to.
will look into it. I will look into it.
Yeah, look up and see who you was 3,000 years ago.
Are you
It
cool if we
says so
post
that
this?
if 3,000 years ago, when you look that up, you'll see that 3,000 years ago.
You
See,
said
you
we could
can't.
post this,
Could we
right?
post this?
Hell
Because
yeah.
people need to learn.
Tag me Dr. 16 on IG,
Okay.
YouTube, and I'm on Twitch too, but I don't know if you could tag me on Twitch. But IG, YouTube, tag me Dr. 16. I'll
We
send
will.
y'all a message, whatever.
We'll tag you
But
on,
yeah, look up.
Instagram if we post it. We'll take a look at that. We have to go. But I appreciate your
Yeah, so
time.
8,000 years ago, everybody in Europe was black.
Man,
Look it up.
that's crazy. I'll have to look into that.
No, the more you know.
I will.
Look
I'll
it
look
up.
into that. Well, Dr. 16, I appreciate your time and I wish you a wonderful rest of your night. Thank you
God bless.
for joining us today.
Take care.
God bless,
All
my
right, you
friend.
too.
All right, have a good night.
God bless.
It's a it's
Woo!
at a certain point it gets